I was locked up with some ill characters, man. I was locked up with the chief of police of Albany. You know what I'm saying? Because my building was a special building. Like, you had to get, like, an order to be put in this building. Yeah. So I was locked up with a billionaire, this dude named Dennis Kozlowski. You know what I mean? He owned, like, Tyco and... He got busted with that Roman orgy party. Right. So he was in my dorm. Like, he used to do everybody laundry. You know what I'm saying? What? Me and Dennis used to have some ill conversations, man.
Have you ever seen the videos of the party?
Oh, yeah. It used to come on. While we all in the dorm, MSNBC used to come on. And American Greed. Yeah. And we used to be like, yo, Dennis, you on TV, man. And then he would come out and watch it with us. I'm Prodigy from the infamous Mobb Deep. Got a book that just came out that we're putting out. It's called My Infamous Prison Cookbook. Shows what I went through dealing with having to eat healthy and as healthy as possible. You know what I mean? In that circumstance, being in prison, you know what I mean? I was born with sickle cell anemia, so me being locked up is like, it gets crazy. Sickle cell anemia is a hereditary blood disorder where your blood cells, you know, they change shape. I had to learn through, you know, just trial and error that my diet controls my pain, you know what I mean? A lot of it. But today we're gonna make some BBQ salmon over rice. I picked this recipe up being locked up with this Rastafarian dude. I used to watch him cook every day. And then one day I just stood next to him like, yo, you gonna teach me how to do this? You know what I mean? Because it was coming out really good. What you need for this recipe, this BBQ salmon, in prison, you can only get canned food. You know what I mean? So we use canned salmon, a couple onions, some boil in the bag rice, some barbecue sauce, some mixed vegetables, some hot sauce, a couple seasonings, some butter. That's it, basically. Pretty simple, you know what I mean? You know, you could take a lot of these recipes and go to like a real fish market and buy the expensive fish, and you don't have to use the can, and it come out even better, you know what I mean? First things first, you always wash your hands first. You know what I'm saying? That's a major thing, especially like in jail. We all in a big ass dorm. It's like 50 people in the dorm. So like somebody's cooking, especially if you're cooking for other people, everybody's watching you. So first thing you do is wash your hands, and then we get started. Yeah, we used to catch mad people not washing their hands. Disgusting. And we used to scream on them like, yo, you ain't wash your hands, man. Go wash your hands, yo. What's wrong with you, man? First thing I like to do is maybe chop the onions up. The one thing I learned about like cutting onions when I was locked up, if you run it under cold water, they won't make you cry. So I'll probably chop this in half, open it up, and then run it under some water. Man, I was in about 5 different prisons. You know, because my case was pretty big. We were signed to G Unit at the time when I got locked up, so it was like a big deal, 50 Cent, G Unit, Mobb Deep. It was like a big thing in the press so that me and Alchemist got locked up together, like, you know what I mean? So by the time I went to like court and all that, it was all in the news, like the daily news. Everybody would be at the court every day with their cameras and stuff like that. Yeah, me and Al got locked up together that night. The night I got caught with the gun, he was with me. It was his birthday. We were taking him out for his birthday. And the police, the hip hop task force followed us from the club. The task force gave me a heads up. Like, yo, we watching y'all, we been assigned to y'all. But that's another story. We get in the cars and they follow us. I didn't know they was following us. You know, I wasn't on point. I should have been more on point. I wasn't on point that night. And we got pulled over and I had the gun inside the box. So basically, in jail, there is no knives. You only get a spork and a plastic knife. But if you slick enough, you can get it. There's can openers in commissary, you know, the regular metal ones. So what people do, when they open the can top, they use the can top to chop up their onions and use it, because it's like a razor, you know what I mean? We used to take them and we used to bend it like this, you know what I'm saying? So you cut yourself on this side, and then we just cut like that, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta drain the juice out. Usually, you take a little bit of the juice, and you put it in the pan, just a little bit. All right, so this looks weird when you take it out. It's a whole salmon in the can, like. take it apart real lightly. You find where it's like creased at, and you pull it apart. You gotta be so gentle, because this whole thing will fall apart. I used to be like, I can't believe I'm sitting here eating this jail shit. If I was home, I'd be eating good right now, yo. I just came off a private plane. We flying all over the world, eating ill shit, and now I'm in prison. I felt like a dumbass, yo, being in prison, word. I made sure I would use my time wisely to eat right, work out, and make enough, and write enough songs where I ain't have to work too hard when I got home. So I wrote about 20 albums, you know what I'm saying? So by the time I got home, I could just record them all and just sit back and collect, you know what I mean? Make new songs, of course, but I put a lot of work in while I was in jail, so I ain't gotta work so hard while I'm in the street. See this right here? See this little spine in here? Just push it out. That's like the whole spine. Take your time with the fish, man. You know, like cooking is like, and preparing, it's almost like meditation, man, you know what I'm saying? It's peaceful. Let me heat this oven up.
What are you gonna heat that up to, bro?
I don't know, I'm winging it. You know what I'm saying?
Medium?
This is my first time using this one, so we just gonna wing it real quick. Put it up, I put it on about 450. So now what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna get this pan ready for the fish. So, take some of this butter, right? You just wanna grease the pan up. Put mad butter in the pan, right? So now what you do is, you take the pieces of salmon and you just line them up. You line them up in like little squares. All right, now after you line it up, what you wanna do is take the mixed vegetable and you put it in between all the spaces where the salmon is at. Gives it some color, makes it look like something. After you put that, you're gonna add some onion to it too. But before I add the onion, matter of fact, we're gonna add a little bit of seasoning. A little adobo, salt and pepper, just a touch. Because the barbecue sauce has a lot of spice in it already, seasoning already in the sauce. So you don't wanna add too much seasoning to this. Just a touch, yo, of adobo. That's probably enough. A little bit of pepper. I don't even know how to work this one. There you go. Now, we'll add some of these onions, sprinkle those around. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some more butter to the top of this. You want to use a lot of butter with the salmon because the salmon get dry real quick. And also, in the toaster oven, the food likes to stick to the sides. So I'm gonna put a lot of butter around the sides, around the edges. All right, so oven is nice and hot. I'm gonna get this in here. Before we put it in there though, I'm gonna do one other thing. A little touch of Sazon. So just a little bit of this stuff right here. Just give it that unique flavor on top of the barbecue. And then we put it in. Let that heat up, you know what I mean? And usually, it's cleanup time now, you know what I mean? I like to clean as I go. So you don't have a big mess. You can just eat after you finish. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta clean up when you're done. The rice cooks pretty quick though, you know what I mean? So we usually do this at the very last minute. Chink's Drugs was in the same jail I was in. So one day, you know, I didn't know who he was. Before our visit came in, it was just us sitting there. Our visit didn't even get there yet. They were still getting processed. So we waiting for our visit. He like, yo, P, what up? I'm like, yo, what up, kid? He like, yo, my name Chinks. Da 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 da. Riot Squad, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with friends. And when I get home, you gonna hear about me, you know what I'm saying? So me and him got cool. And sure enough, like, you know, when he came home, he did his thing. We ended up doing songs together and all that. So that was an ill story, you know what I'm saying? So now for this sauce, sometimes I throw a little hot sauce in there and spice it up. Not too much. Ain't no such thing as halfway cooks, you know what I'm saying? Can't be scared of a little spice. All right, that's good. We're gonna add some, just the cheese right here, right? Some Parmesan. What else we got? Put some of this pepper in there. Mix it all up. Like before I got locked up, everything, we was wearing t-shirts down the head, you know what I'm saying? Like baggy jeans, like everything was big, like that was the style. When I came home, you know, shirts was a little slimmer, everything was slimmer. And I was like, mad big, so it felt weird putting certain clothes on. I felt weird in that shit. I was like, nah, I got slimmed down a little bit. I could wear some nice slim shirts and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Whoa.
Do you have any leftover clothes from the 90s and early 2000s?
Oh, hell yeah.
You have a lot of bricks still in your closet?
Yeah. I gave away a lot of shit though. When I came home, I got bags and bags and bags of shit. A lot of my friends, I'll be like, yo, what size you wear? Here's this fucking 3X leather that I used to wear back in the days. Fucking mad big on me. I can't even wear that shit now. That shit looks stupid.
Yeah.
So what I do is, when this is done, take it out. You take the sauce and just put it right on top. Just layer it right on top. Put it back in the oven on broil. I like the sauce to caramelize. It almost looks burnt, but it's not. It's just barbecue sauce caramelized, you know what I mean? That's when it tastes the best. Like, it's not so drippy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it becomes real thick. You scoop up some of these pieces. Put it right on top. Some of that juice on there. Peas barbecue salmon. Yeah, anybody want to try some? It's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. There you go.